Congratulations, graduates. I want you to know that on behalf of Sama Baptist Church, as the pastor, Todd Daniels, I just want to say we are so proud of you and your accomplishment. And today marks the next chapter in your life. Where are you going to go from here? What are your plans? What are your goals? Well, there's a few things I want to encourage you with. Number one, pray about it. Pray about it, because we can make all the plans that we think that we're going to do for ourselves, but the truth is, if you're a follower of Jesus, He really wants to use your life for His glory. And I can promise you this, that whatever He has for you, it will be better than anything that you could have wanted for yourself, because He knows you better than you know yourself. So that's the first thing I would encourage you to do. The second thing I would encourage you to do is that whatever you decide to do, commit yourself to it. Commit to it. And that means give it your all. Your strength is in your commitment. So whatever it is that you decide you're going to do, if you're going to go on to college, then commit to it. Don't just go to college. Go to college and thrive. Go to college and get involved. Go to college and make the grades. Set a goal for yourself. Say, you know what, when I finish this semester, I want to have straight A's, or I want to shoot for at least AB. You know, don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself. Be real with yourself. But whatever you decide to do from here, if it's to go get in the workforce, if it's to go to college, if it's to pursue some entrepreneur skills that maybe you have and you're ready to go start a business, or these kinds of things, whatever you're going to do, I promise you, it's going to require you to have a commitment to it. The other thing I would say is this, is that once you decide on what it is, you've prayed about it, now you've made a commitment to it, that's the next thing I would encourage you to do is to stay determined. Stay determined, because you know what? There are so many distractions. There are so many things that are going to pull at you. There's going to be this opportunity, that opportunity to get sidetracked, to lose sight of your goals that you have set for yourself. But you got to stay determined. So make the commitment. Stay determined. And then here's the last thing I can promise you. If you'll pray about it, make the commitment, stay determined, guess what you'll do? You'll persevere. You'll persevere, I can assure you of this. I just want you to know that, you know what? When I was an adolescent, I got pretty mixed up in some stuff. I won't sit here and give you my whole life story, but I'm going to say this to you. I made a lot of bad decisions. And one of the worst decisions I ever made was I dropped out of high school. I dropped out of high school. Now, again, I could sit here and give you some explanation of that, but I won't do that. I just want you to know this, that I dropped out of school is one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life. And then I fast forward from that to the age of 23. At this point, this is when I surrendered my life to Jesus. And when I surrendered my life to Him, one of the things that He did shortly thereafter, a couple years after I started following Him, one of the things that He did with me, because Jesus is a healer, right? And so what does Jesus do? Well, He heals those wounds that we have in our lives. And one of the things that He did for me was He took me back to school. And you know what? I had to start at the very bottom. I got a GED, and then I went and got a 4-year degree, and then I went and got my master's degree. I even entertained the thought of getting a PhD, and my wife and I decided that was not what we needed to do, at this stage anyways in life. But I want you to know this, that you know what? I could have never done those things. Number one, had I not prayed about it. I prayed about it all the time. And here I was an adult. My wife and I had our only son. We had him. He was a baby. There was so much going on. I was working a full-time job and all these other things. And I had to go to school at night to get my GED. But you know what? I was committed. I was committed to do this because of that regret that I had. And I committed, and I went back, and I started, like I said, at that place of getting a GED. And you know what? I stayed committed, and I stayed determined. I kept my determination. I wanted to quit. There were so many times I thought, you know, I can't do this anymore. Eventually, I was a part-time youth pastor working a full-time job, had a family, and all these other things. And I was going to school at night. But you know what? I stayed determined. And then God brought me to a place where I quit my full-time job and took a step of faith to go earn that 4-year degree. And God took care of me and my family. He took care of us. You know why? Because we prayed about it. We prayed about it. We saw His will for it, and He saw us through it. We stayed determined. You know what? I earned that first degree. And then we had the opportunity for me to go get my master's degree, which is what I needed to do. And so we took that step of faith, stayed determined, we prayed about it, and made the commitment. And then I graduated. Man, from a high school dropout to having a master's degree. There's so many other examples I could give to you, but I won't get into all those now. But I just really want you to know that I am so proud of you, and I celebrate with you in your accomplishment. And I also want to encourage you with this, and this will be the last thing I'll say to you. I know right now this pandemic is going on, and that can cast this dark cloud over you, this negative cloud over you. You know, you're not graduating like you would have normally graduated. But don't let that hinder this achievement. You have worked hard. You have worked so hard. Don't let this pandemic rob you of your accomplishment, the joy of accomplishing that. In fact, let this accomplishment drive you to your next accomplishment. Because, man, I can promise you the greatest things in life are accomplishments sometimes. Just accomplishing your goals. You set these goals, and man, when you accomplish them, you're like, wow, that was so great. I need to set more goals for myself. So I want to encourage you to do that. I want you to pray about your future. Give your future to the Lord. Be willing to do what He wants you to do. And I promise you, you'll be so glad you did. But the other thing is, whatever that is, man, commit yourself to it. Stay committed. Don't give up. Stay determined. And I promise you, you'll persevere. You'll persevere, and you'll be so glad you did. With whatever that is, whatever path you decide that you need to go down, I want to encourage you with those 3 things. God bless you. God bless you. And if you ever need anything as a pastor, I am here in the community. If you ever need prayer or you need some help with anything, don't hesitate to reach out. We're so blessed to be able to share in this accomplishment with you, and we hope nothing but the best for you. God bless you. Thank you.